if you were around, if you were conscious, if you were pop culture aware in 1983, and I'm aware that those three things aren't all the same thing. I'm saying if you had all three of those awarenesses, then you probably owned Michael Jackson's album Thriller. It was huge. I can't overstate how huge it was at the time. And everybody, I mean, just about everybody I knew had it. And everybody, I mean, just about every song on it, like 7 out of the 9 songs that were on the album were chart hits, top 40 hits. I mean, that's like really unusual. That's pretty extraordinary. So, what I was just thinking just now, apropos of nothing, but I was just thinking just now that I was thinking of the two biggest hits from the album, the two, I think, best songs from that album are, I think most people would agree, are Beat It and Billie Jean. And my personal favorite is Billie Jean. I think it's the one that stood the test of time the most. It's very catchy. It's got a vibe. It's kind of mysterious. It's a little sinister. It's got that synth hook, dunt 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 dunt. But here's what I recall about Billie Jean. I recall Billie Jean just listening to the lyrics and thinking to myself, oh my gosh, what's going on here? What's the situation here? Now, I was just 12 years old, so I didn't know that much about the facts of life. At the time, I knew how a person gets pregnant, though. And what you have in that song is the speaker is saying that he talks about meeting this alluring girl who says her name is Billie Jean, and who says that he would be the one who would dance on the floor in the round. So that just means, like the round is the dance floor. That's just what they called it back then. But at the time, there was something like, what does that mean? You are the one. Like she said, I am the one who would dance on the floor in the round. So that means he's going to be the one who's going to dance with her. But that's like, dancing is not really it's far from being a big deal. You could dance with a ton of girls, but she's meaning something else. She means he's the one who's going to fulfill some kind of purpose for her. And it turns out, of course, he says all this stuff about, during the verses about how he's how she meets him, and how he's enthralled by her, and but he doesn't know exactly what she means, that I am the one who would dance on the floor in the round. And then and then there's the whole question of, during the chorus, he says Billie Jean is not my lover. So he's denying it. He's saying, she's just a girl who claims that I am the one, the kid is not my son. So what's going on? She's she says he's the baby daddy, and he's saying no, that's not true. I'm not. But is he? So but everything else, like the during the bridge, it happened much too soon. She called me to her room, and it's like this whole idea of coitus with this girl has this really sinister aspect. The song's in a minor key, and it really it makes you wonder what's really going on. Has he been taken in, or not? Is he telling the truth now when he says that the kid is not my son, or is he just trying to convince himself of that? And is this really just about impregnating a girl? It sounds so sinister, like almost like he's been taken in and forced to engage in some kind of ritualistic act that that is corrupting and thrusts him into I don't know. It just sounds much more. It all sounds like there's more like there's more going on somehow than just a question of whether or not he's the father of this girl's baby. As pertinent as that is in the community, obviously, those kinds of questions. You wouldn't think it would be such a there wouldn't be such a overwhelming sort of sense of gloom and such a sinister vibe and feeling to it, like Billie Jean is a witch or something. So there were lots of questions. I remember thinking that that song almost invited you to ask questions about what was really going on, what the lyrics were about. And it's still my favorite. I think it's the one that stood the test of time the best of any of the songs on that album. Now, the other really successful song from that album is "Beat It." And what's strange about "Beat It" is it's the exact opposite as far as the lyrics go. I just realized today that I never thought about the lyrics. It never occurred to me to think what's going on in this song. What's happening? If I thought about it enough, I thought the lyrics weren't really that important or interesting. Although that song also has a sort of a sinister edge to it, especially the way it begins with the dong, 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 dong. But if you pay attention to the words, it's like the person in the song is telling some other person, look, you made a lot of people really mad, and if you stick around, something bad is going to happen to you, so you better get out of Dodge, you better leave. And then he says, it doesn't matter who's wrong or right, just beat it. Just beat it. So it's telling him to flee to get away. That he's made people mad. He's made people upset. You know, is this a gang thing? Or it's something obviously involving, you know, violent people who are, you know, that you're playing with your life. This ain't no truth or dare. They'll kick you and they'll beat you and they'll tell you it's fair. It's just funny compared to Billie Jean. I've never thought about the lyrics to Beat It before now. So, but it's the song is telling the guy to flee, to get out, you know, and that it doesn't matter who's wrong or right. Like it seems like it should. It seems like it should matter who's wrong and who's right, shouldn't it? And it also seems like he's saying to beat it. He's telling the person who's made these dangerous people mad to beat it. Maybe that's good advice. Maybe that's prudent advice. But maybe, maybe he shouldn't be a coward. Maybe he should stick around and stand up to these people. And maybe try to find allies, you know? But that's never considered in the song. That's never even a possibility in the song. He's just, he should just beat it. Because, I know that's just the only thing to do. Because otherwise they're going to kill him. Or they're going to hurt him real bad. Something like that. All right. So that driver just told me to beat it. So what I'm struck by with these two songs is, again, how one of them really invites you to analyze the lyrics. I mean, it did me, and I think other people were sort of captivated by just because it was about a mysterious woman who's seductive and alluring, who comes on to you and who says you're the one who will dance on the floor in the round. Like she's got some kind of second sight. She's got some kind of not supernatural, but preternatural knowledge that you're the one. And does she just mean, you're the one I'm gonna get to impregnate me so that I can take advantage of you, and get your money, Is it just that kind? Is it just that kind of thing, which would only apply to wealthy men? That would only be a hazard with wealthy men. Or is it something worse than that? It sounds worse than that. It sounds like she wants, that she has this kind of seductive allure that is deeply sinister. And so, again, a great song makes you think about, but it makes you think about the lyrics. Whereas Beat It, I mean, it's a good song. It's catchy. It's not. I don't think it's as nearly as good as Billie Jean. At the time, it was maybe the most. I think it was maybe the biggest hit off of the album. But I think Billie Jean's a much better song. But it's really interesting that the one song invites you to ask what's going on. The other one just, I never even, and I was the kind of person, I was interested in asking what songs were about. There were people who were just anti-intellectual. There were kids who were just like, I don't care. Why do you care what the lyrics mean? But that was my, the reason why I was drawn to, Simon Le Bon. His lyrics, were often very abstruse and strange, and I thought that was really cool. Anyway, commentary on apropos of nothing. Anybody who has any thoughts, please feel free to reply